When the ancient cavemen learnt that a circle-based object can spin in a certain direction, or all directions, they used that to their advantage and created horse carriages and trains and cars and conveyor belts and steering wheels. However, something that humanity has also created was bicycles, which, in my opinion, is the best way to get around a city or rural countryside. This pedestrianised high street over in Luton takes 2 minutes to cycle, but by car it takes 10. But why is this? Well, this is because this is a pedestrianised high street, meaning that large clunky cars can't roll in. However, bikes are permitted here not because of speed, but because of size. Bikes are 10 times smaller than cars on average, so this means that rather than having to drive around a pedestrianised street into traffic, or walking the 10 minutes down the high street, bikes are the most efficient mode of transport, mainly because they can practically go anywhere. Closed footpath? Yes please. Dodgy trail? Count me in. Venice? Sure, why not? Notice how none of these places you can get around with cars, buses or trains, and it's only your legs, but you're sitting down and going a lot faster. This showcase of road-to-path flexibility is what makes the bike so admirable, and in urban areas, it could be especially good. Another thing that I really love about bikes is how you could do a U-turn on a footpath easily. However, if a car or motorcycle did it, they'd be fined. My point here is that aside from being useful in urban areas, bikes can be especially useful for high speeds because of the fact that the size of a bike allows for not just access anywhere, but access to do anything. Sure, a Bugatti can do 120 in a miserable wasteland, but can it do 20 along the River Thames, bypassing amazing landmarks, views, and just getting peace and serenity? Can it also stop on the side of the Thames to take a photo of this thing? Or stop in Woolwich for a tuna sandwich? One of my favourite memories on the bike was when I cycled along the Thames path to the O2 in Greenwich. Sure, it wasn't that long of a journey, and I could have done more if I had the willpower, but just that snippet of a few kilometres by the Thames was one of the greatest things ever. Just the overall peace, serenity, and the feeling that you can go anywhere, anytime you like, just made it an amazing memory, and when spring comes, I'm definitely going to do the journey again. Additionally, bikes don't emit any form of pollution because it's your legs powering the thing, except if you're on an e-bike. But even if you're on an e-bike, the electricity used to charge your bike is much more environmentally friendly than diesel cars or diesel motorcycles. Adding to that, more people can fit onto the road due to every bike being one person. If you were to replace all the bikers on this road with cars, there will be miles and miles of traffic. There's no need to purchase an expensive, fuel-guzzling car if you can get a much cheaper way to get around and do your part to save the planet and get some exercise while you're at it. It's a win-win-win. Oh yeah, on the topic of exercise, bikes are an amazing workout that strengthens your legs and your heart and builds stamina. So if you're commuting to work or school and the institution is a reasonable distance away, like say 4 kilometers, cycling that distance will boost your mental and physical health drastically. Just an hour of cycling every day can sometimes show results in a month with good dietary practices. So if you're planning to lose fat or just want to have a good cardio workout that they can do on the daily, then cycling is amazing. However, it's not all good. Cycling, just like anything else in this world, also has its negatives. And this video would be propaganda if I didn't show the cons of cycling. Firstly, I have to mention idiotic cyclists who only care for themselves and not pedestrians. I used to have the mindset of, I'm cycling on the pavement and if a pedestrian walks by, they have to give me priority. However, that mindset is just wrong. Unless the road is really busy and really large, there is no excuse not to cycle on the road, or better still, a bike lane. I see so many blokes on a bike cycling through the high street equivalent of an IKEA like it's nothing, constantly getting into near-death situations and bringing misery to anyone who dares step on the pavement. The second thing is that bikes aren't particularly useful on long-distance trips. While they may be useful for trips up to 50 kilometers, if you're a beginner cyclist or you're not too confident with cycling, or even if the infrastructure for cycling is terrible, it's usually better not to use a bike because a plethora of things could happen that would impact your haul negatively. This is why the thumbnail says the best way to get around a city, not a country. For long distance trips, trains are incredibly fast. You can often take your bike on them anyway, and they are often cheaper than taxis and faster than buses if you don't have a car. Well, that's the end of my rant. You can click off now. Bye.